Now I'll show you how to make the very basic chocolate ganache. This recipe, as I told you, is basic, but it is super delicious, super creamy, very flexible, easy to work with, and I really like it. You can twist it in the way you wish. You can add more butter, less butter, add some flavor to the whipping cream, and it will be a whole different ganache. So the process is simple, the ingredients are simple as well. I'll need the whipping cream, 33% fat, then melted dark chocolate. It is 70% dark chocolate here, but you can use any type of dark chocolate, 60, 65, 80. This is up to you. It will affect the flavor, obviously. But I recommend you choosing the chocolate that you really like the taste of. Like this, your chocolate cake will be superb. Then room temperature butter, 20-22 degrees Celsius, some glucose syrup and invert sugar. Those two components are not super crucial, but I like to add them to make the texture of the ganache more flexible, to make it shinier, and to prevent it from drying out when the cake is stored in the fridge. So if you don't have the glucose syrup, it is okay to skip it. If you don't have the invert sugar, I recommend replacing it with honey. It will work the same way, but it will give its characteristic flavor. But then invert sugar or honey will prevent the ganache from drying out, which is really important. Dark chocolate contains quite a lot of fiber, and this fiber absorbs liquids during storage, and the cake might crack and it will not look nice. Plus, the ganache will taste dry. So the presence of invert sugar or honey in dark chocolate ganaches is a must. So the process is really simple. I need to warm up the whipping cream, invert sugar and glucose syrup in the saucepan to about 80 degrees Celsius. Pour it on top of the dark chocolate, melt it to 40. Blend everything, add the butter and blend again to perfect the emulsion. That's it. So let's start. First, I place the whipping cream into the saucepan. Then I add invert sugar. And the glucose syrup. Now I turn the heat on and will warm everything up to 80 degrees Celsius. To be honest, you can even boil the mixture, nothing bad will happen, but please make sure to warm it at least to 80, so that the whipping cream is properly pasteurized. If you open the carton of the whipping cream and then use it straight away, then it's fine. But if you use the one which has already been opened, then you need to heat it to 80 degrees at least to make sure it's safe to consume. Okay, so the whipping cream has reached 80 degrees Celsius. I take it from the heat and I'll pour everything on top of the chocolate. Now I'll blend everything with a hand blender to make sure the water and the whipping cream and the fat and the chocolate combine well and create a good emulsion, a good connection between the fats and liquids. After about a minute of blending, the ganache will turn into a shiny and beautiful emulsion, which is slightly thick. Now I need to add the room temperature butter and blend everything again with a blender. After the addition of butter, the mixture will liquefy a bit and will turn much shinier than before. So after the addition of butter, as you can see, the ganache turned a bit more liquid, it turned shinier. It is really beautiful now, we have the perfect emulsion, And now I'll transfer it into the cling mixing bowl. We'll cover it with the plastic wrap, touching the surface, and we'll leave it at room temperature for several hours until it thickens and crystallizes. Then I'll be able to use it as a frosting.